Okay, so I tried to buy us some time so that Nate could just randomly appear, but I don't think that's going to happen.
All right, I'll do the intro again. Then you can just cut everything that happened.
No, totally going to throw it in there.
Worst podcast ever.
We'll just use all this to sync. Oh no, there's no audio to sync because fucking Craigbot.
Book 2.
Fine. So this week we did First Law Trilogy, the second book from Joe Abercrombie. Is that right? Is that the name correct?
Believe so.
Joe Abercrombie, Before They Are Hanged.
Yep. Let's initial impressions. Let's get that out of the way.
So after having read the first book instead of listened to it, I did enjoy it more. I was invested in some of these characters. I still feel like that first book was just one long introduction almost.
Yeah, so like it's part of a trilogy because the first book is the introduction, the second book is kind of like the journey, and I think the third book is our destination.
Yeah,
basically.
like so far the second book kind of reminds me of like a Lord of the Rings book where it's just a whole lot of walking and traveling to like one destination.
Yeah, in terms of like Baez's story.
Yeah.
Yeah, their whole thing is kind of weird. Like I like how much like the whole thing is really more about their character work, like them like fighting each other the whole time, and like you're kind of getting little bits of mystery about how the world works out from like Baez telling like the story of the before times. But I think as always, the real star is Sandin Glokta.
Yeah, 100% agree.
I actually wasn't enjoying a lot of his chapters when he was in that
Dragosh.
Yeah.
Dragosh.
Yeah, that place.
I think,
like they were fine. I just felt that they were a little bit too long.
I pretty much treated this book as a Glokta book, and all I really cared about was his storyline because it's like a murder mystery, right? He's got to go there, figure out like who killed who.
I kept wanting to go back to Baez's group, the little fellowship.
No, I was not interested.
I like Glokta better in the first book. Now that he's like later on in that Dagosh, whatever the fuck that place is called, then I started enjoying that more when like we get a little bit more interaction with all the other people that are involved there. And now he's back in Adwa.
Now I want to tell people that Andy has not finished the book.
No, I'm like 80% through. Started yesterday.
So
Did you get to the island?
To the island? No,
Yeah.
I don't believe so.
Did Baez's team get to the island?
They're climbing the mountains right now. And
Okay, see.
and Jezel's just woke up and he's like, "Oh shit, they're fucking. Oh, they fucking."
Okay.
I would say the third act for that group is probably their strongest.
Yeah.
Because you're right.
Like
the beginning half, it just feels like they're walking.
It's a whole lot of
just
walking
walking.
and just like Logan bringing them all together.
Well, it's more like the beginning part of it is about teaching Giselle a lesson that the world isn't all fun and games. He gets
Get
his
his face
shit pushed
bashed
in pretty
in.
hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a whole little
And,
face
like-
rearrangement.
Yeah, and it humbled him up real quick. He's like, "Oh, well, I need people to take care of me, and these people aren't the worst. They're not great, but like, you know."
Oh, I just want to caveat. My pet peeve in this book is when they would rotate between their first name and their last name from chapters of like sections of the book.
And you were like, wait, what was this guy's last name again? Who am I talking about?
Yeah. For a person that was like so long ago from the first book, I'm like, wait, who are these characters? Like, is this a different group? What is going on right now?
I gotta say though,
No consistency annoyed me.
the dialogue for like the first sex scene with Logan and Pharaoh was just fucking hilarious.
What?
Like it just was 5 lines of that shit, and I was like, seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do feel like that's a bit more like in line with the character work, though. Like, what are they gonna say? Like, they aren't gonna sweet talk each other.
I know, but it's still just fucking hilarious because I noticed that it's across the board, at least with these 2 books. Like a lot of characters, they're like several lines of their dialogue is basically just Like that's how it's written in the book. It's just ER, and it's just like, is that how you communicate? You just grunt?
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
I don't know. I think second best. So like first for me is obviously Sanding Glocked, but I really like Colonel West and Rug Three Trees and like the Northmen story.
Oh, and it becomes furious.
I do.
Yeah.
I think I like that one better than the Baez group for sure. Wes is just an interesting character enough for me to like, because he's like that outside, more so than Giselle, right? Like he's more that outside guy. Like, oh, I'm being sent here. Oh, here's a Northman. These guys are different, and then like his perspective of like trying to see through stuff.
Well, the thing is, like he's also from that area, so like he kind of understands Northman a little bit better.
He's not he's from like the northern continent part of it, but he's like from like the southern city of like the northern continent, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So it's like
when the wildlings told the people in I can't remember the fucking name of the goddamn castle now. They're like, "Oh, this is not the north."
Winterfell?
Yeah, there you go. The Winterfell. They're like, "Yeah, no, this is the south. We're from the north."
Yeah, that's definitely like how I would describe the difference between them. I don't know. I like that Prince Ladislaw
it's just fucking
is just
gone.
Absolute. Yeah, and he's just like such a garbage person, and like Colonel West puts up with so much shit, and then he's just like gets so mad, just fuck him, get rid of him.
The best part is that he didn't even like fucking like he just got done brutalizing a guy, and he just gives him a little push kick.
I mean, it's a piece of shit person, so
yeah.
Because like the book, I just think the book sets it up so well. Because like you just see Colonel West just like getting worn down, and just worn down by like
having the
pompness,
having to deal with that bullshit
piece of shit kid.
Yeah. And it's just like, come on, man. I need you to be a decent person for 2 fucking minutes, and then he's gone for 5, and then tries to rape someone. A girl. Yeah, and he's just like, oopsie, and Wes is like, oopsie back, and then it's just like, oh no, what did I do?
And then apparently we find out later on that this prince is known for doing that. When Wes shows up at the camp, and the general is like, yeah, no, he's kind of a piece of shit.
Yeah, I don't know. It's funny. I don't know. I like the Northman storyline. I think we get a lot more of it in the next book, but I just like.
But yeah, it seems like it's definitely growing with their story.
I like this. I like the squad-like element of like Rud Three Trees, the Dogman, and them, because they're just like they're trying to make the best out of a bad situation. And it's just like, man, these summer children coming up north here and trying to like play war against Bethod, who's just like fucking piss in the mud. Yeah. Just pure piss and vinegar.
I do like that most of their chapters have some kind of skirmish involved.
Yeah, because they're just like, because it's like this like heavy survival.
It's like, oh wait, we scouted another group of people. Let's fucking murder them. Weapons.
I think it was really cool for West's perspective to see how they operate tactically.
Yeah.
Right. Because like his assumption is they're just savages, and then like every time they raid a little camp, it's like, oh, it's not just raiding a camp. Like there's some thought to it.
It's planning and signals.
They coordinate.
So it's cool to see how the Northmen coordinate.
Although apparently some of their coordination's a bit off in cases. Like the one time it's like, wait, do I shoot the guy on the left now because he was previously on the right?
But I love that. I think that's great because it's like such a real thing that could happen.
Yeah.
Right. Nothing executes flawlessly. Like you set up a plan, but then you do the best when things change.
Plans only make it up to the point of first contact, I think is the expression.
Yeah,
I felt bad for Wes when his heart basically got ripped out. Walks up to the tent, just finds the girl he's been spooning after getting fucked.
Yeah.
For the world.
Yeah, I mean, that's where I think these books excel. Like, it's just like, oh, okay, I guess if you wanted to fuck the dog man, that's cool too. And then she dies. And
oh, spoilers. That hasn't happened yet, but I guess there we go.
And it's like and it happens like right away, and it's very quick.
I'm assuming that their camp gets attacked or something.
No, they make it up with they make it back up to the army, and basically they're like, okay, we finally have been able to force Bethod into battle. So we're gonna establish our flanks, and we're gonna send Rudd Three Trees and them with this one flank where there shouldn't be a whole lot of combat. And the main host will fight in the middle, and then there's like one other side. And then it turns out that Bethod somehow has gotten the Flatheads to fight with him.
Yeah, so that's the chapter I just finished. They just found them in that fortress, and Dogman got snuck up on by Shivers, and Shivers is all like, yeah, no, he's trying to work with the Flatheads. He's got this fucking sorceress bitch here. He's creating all the goddamn mist, making a fucking confusion of the battlefield.
Yeah, so like I think like the next chapter is like the actual battle itself. Yeah, I mean, like, other than that, the only like part that you miss is that Giselle's team makes it to like this one library. They run into this witch lady who talks a lot of shit to Baez's face.
Nice. She one of the 12?
Yeah, she's one of the. Yeah, she's a magi. And basically they get in like a ex-lovers quarrel kind of thing spat. She gives him a boat and he has to sail off to some island, and then they get to the island to get the thing.
The seed.
And the seed, yeah, and it's not there. I had a
feeling the entire time that they were going to go over there that it was just not going to be there.
Yeah, and Baez gets so fucking mad. It's such a funny little bit. No, I love it. And then like there's some stuff with Glokta where the crown prince gets murdered.
The other one gets murdered?
Yeah. Glokta has to figure out what's going on. It basically just sets up for the third book.
Gotcha. Because, I mean, I was so happy when Ladislaw, whatever the fuck his name is, just bites the dust. The other guy didn't seem bad. You don't really get any characterization from him.
I don't think you need it.
Yeah.
They mention him, and he's, like, barely there. And they talk more about him in the first book than they do in the second. And then that's it. I guess he just gets face raped.
Yeah, I mean, these books aren't afraid to just
kill
like
people.
To kill people, yeah. And like it's like
because I feel like Logan probably should have died several times by now.
Well, that's Logan's thing.
Is that just doesn't die.
Is that he's still alive. Like that's the thing that he always says,
it's
right?
Like, still alive.
So they mentioned like warfare is like half of its luck.
Yeah.
Thing is luck.
It's like don't make yourself out to look like the coolest guy there. And then luck. And well, there was another one there. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, there's another. I think it was with the West group. They mentioned luck also.
Yeah, they all talk about luck.
So I don't know. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's fine. I don't know if I loved it, but I enjoyed it.
So far, I'm liking it. But like I said, I don't think I'd be able to get through the audiobook.
I'm doing a mix of both. I have a little bit of audiobook because I have the Audible and then the Kindle, and they sync. The chapters sync up, so I can just pick up off of each other. It's really cool.
You actually you bought the book on Kindle, or you did the
Yeah,
because I just overdrived it.
I was enjoying it enough, and I was like, oh, I don't have a lot of like time to read it, so like it allows me to flex, and I actually enjoyed the audio version better this time. So I don't know if the narrator just got is just better at it after the first book, which kind of makes sense, right? He has more experience running those characters. I actually enjoyed it more. He's still slow, so you gotta like
speed it up
one half time. But yeah, and of course, like I think he just does Glockter so well. So
does he have like does he like slur for Glockter or something because he's missing all his teeth, or not all of his?
Yeah,
teeth,
kind of.
Majority of them.
And he makes his voice a little bit more like, I don't know, nasally.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah,
like he definitely sells that he's talking down to you every time he talks.
Yeah,
because I could imagine the narrator like doing it for Practical Frost because that guy's missing his fucking tongue, but like Glockta in the books, he's written without any kind of like slur. So that's why I wasn't sure if I couldn't remember if he was read a certain way or not.
Yeah, he has a distinct voice, very distinct voice.
Okay,
which is nice. I just like his chapters because I like first-person perspectives a lot, and his whole bit is like you hear his internal monologue, right, and like all that stuff, and I just love that stuff.
Body floating by the docks.
Yeah, so I hope they keep more of that in the third book. I'm interested in keep going on this.
I want to see what's going to happen when this bank calls in their favor with Glockta.
Oh,
There's kind of a moment at the end of this book where they do a little bit of it.
Okay.
But it's more or less setting that up for the third part.
Yeah, I figured it was either going to happen in this book or like at the very beginning of the next one because it's a trilogy.
No, it's the cliffhanger. It's a good cliffhanger because it like just calls back to what happened at the beginning of the book essentially. And you might, like I was like, oh yeah, I forgot he did that deal. Now they're here to reap.
Yeah,
I'm really surprised that he let that Mercer Queen go.
Yeah,
I mean, you hear his internal dialogue all the time, like trying to like talk. He essentially in his internal dialogue, it always sounds like he's talking himself into being a bad guy. Like right?
But he definitely had a shift in character once he found out that Colonel West actually did show up when he returned from his little vacation with the Gurkhas.
Yeah, when he gets back to the city, like he helps out Audie West a bunch. Takes her under his wing. Yeah,
and he gets that debt collector to cancel her debt, and then she beats the shit out of him.
Yeah, it's great. He's just like doesn't judge or anything. He's like,
are you good? Do you need more?
Yeah, it's like, no, it's fucking fine, let it go. And it's like, I need a drink. And it's like, are you gonna say anything about that? I was like, what am I gonna do or say about it? Like, fucking whatever. It's great. I love Glockta. Like everyone. I don't know.
Do they go more into the Vitari character in the third book, or does she kind of just disappear?
Say a little bit, right?
Yeah, Vitari's gonna be there. There's a lot of twists and turns in the third book. Yeah, watch. Oh man, one of my favorite ever scenes with Glockta is definitely in the third book, and it's so fucking brutal.
Well, don't tell us. We have to get to that yet.
Yeah, maybe you won't wait last minute to read that book.
Maybe, maybe not. Maybe fuck yourself. I like how we went back into this because Nate wanted to get to that one book that he just randomly bought, and he's not even fucking here.
It's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
sometimes you drink a whole bottle of scotch on the weekend. Sometimes that
I really doubt that he drank a whole bottle of scotch.
At 3 a.m.? I mean, anything's possible at 3 a.m. Nothing good happens after 2.
I don't think the human body can handle that unless it's been, like, you know,
I think the human
practiced.
I've seen a lot of...
I don't know how much of an alcoholic he is.
Not really.
That's why it's like, because he's never really come off as a heavy drinker. That's why it's like, if he did a whole bottle, it's either like he's done it throughout the entire day as opposed to like an extended drinking session.
It's clear that it did not help him wake up.
Oh, no, it's definitely not. But I don't know if he's a lightweight. He's your brother.
I mean, I haven't drank with him in a long time.
I mean, if he's anything like you.
Well, he has at least like twice the body mass of Chris.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean he can't be a lightweight.
But it is what it is. Yeah. We'll get on to the next book, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm excited.
It's like the easiest podcast.
This is the shortest fucking episode yet.
we all enjoyed it. I don't know what
Yeah.
to say. Like my only
Character-
gripe is there's some little long in the tooth exposition stuff, but I get why they do it. And it's fine. But other than that,
I have a feeling that it feels like Kwai is gonna backstab some people.
Why the
The
Guide?
apprentice, the apprentice.
Oh yeah. My favorite part of their group is just how much everybody hates the guide. Like he's just so fucking
Maker.
chipper.
Like he bothers me. Like I wish he would
Why?
die.
Why? Yeah.
Yeah, he's just so fucking chipper, and everybody's like, "Will you shut the fuck up, for the love of God?"
Like whenever his paragraphs come up in his dialogue, I'm like, oh my god, let me just skip this.
You got to have that counterpoint.
It's not a counterpoint. He's just annoying.
Well, he's just like this cheery guy in the group who always has to go forward.
I've just been waiting for like fucking Pharaoh to just stick him with a knife.
Samwise, all right? Just got to keep going forward.
I don't know if he's the Samwise.
Yeah, Pharaoh's the one who just doesn't fucking stop. She's always like, "You guys are tired? Come on, let's keep going."
Yeah, but her personality is nothing like
No, she's definitely not.
Yeah.
I did have a feeling that
I
she
love-
was going to hook up with Logan.
Yeah. Saw that coming.
Yeah.
It only
I
made
don't-
sense. The math was there.
Two savages, they're going to fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
I like how matter of fact it was. It was just like Nine Fingers is trying to just be like nice, like he's like just trying to like chill out and figure out what's going on. It's like, you wanna fuck?
He's
He's
like,
like,
I'm sorry, what?
What? Never
What?
mind. I didn't never mind. Wasn't worth talking about. He's like, no, I didn't say no. Hold on.
It's been a little bit of time. I'm just, I got to get back into the speed of things here.
Just a little shocked. I just went through this big
Yeah.
physical event, and I'm trying to get my
I just went all bloody 9 over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could barely walk out. I could barely make it out, but you really
Want
want
to
me up.
fuck? Let's.
Yeah.
And then turns out he's a 2-pump chump.
Hey, he made it up.
Listen,
He made it up. He came
it's
back.
been a while.
Came back.
it's been a while.
It was a funny scene.
Then he keeps teasing her along the way until they just start fucking again.
I mean, it had
Yeah.
to happen again.
Yeah. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if it was just gonna be like, okay, that's it. They fucked once, and now they're kind of like frenemies.
I like one of the things I like is like the character work on what's her face, because it's just like wakes up and she accidentally elbows the guy, and it's like, and like it's such great character work. Like when it's like, I should have just said I'm sorry, but I don't know.
I don't know the word in the
for
common
sorry.
tongue.
Yeah, and so I said it in my language and it sounded like an insult, and I said it like an insult because I'm just like this scared, nervous little creature
Yeah.
that's just absolutely angry all the time because I have to be in order to survive.
Yep.
It's just great. It's like fair, like I don't know, all the character work is just so good. I have nothing to complain about.
I do like Farah.
I think
She's like,
I think-
I had sex with a person that I wanted to have sex with. This is weird. What am I
It's like
doing?
I totally fucked
Yeah.
up here.
Yeah. I think my favorite thing, and what I kind of want you guys to pay attention to, is that the only person we don't get any perspective of is Baez. And I guess his apprentice. But like everybody else, you spend some time in their head, I guess.
Yeah. There's no chapters that are from his perspective.
Yeah.
But I think you told us when we did the first book that he is not to be trusted.
Yeah, like I don't think any of the Magi are to necessarily be trusted. I think.
Yeah. They all have their motives.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But his
they're very
apprentice,
old.
his apprentice definitely rubs me the wrong way
Yeah.
because his
And I
character
think
kind of
it's-
changed.
Yeah, so well, I think part of that is like he sees the frailty in his master, right? Like, oh, this guy's supposed to teach me, but he's just a old fool. Soon, the power will be mine. That kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe
It's very Sith-like.
Yeah.
it is very Sith-like. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's only so many Magi, right? Like it's very rare. So like for him to step into that,
Yeah.
very intoxicating.
I do like that he actually killed somebody, so that was nice. He actually showed some brass.
Who?
When Jezzel gets his face smashed in, the third guy, turns out that it was Kwai that like kept
Yeah,
him
with the
from
pot.
dying. Yeah, he just fucking beats the guy's head in with a skillet.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
He did some good instead of just sitting there.
Yeah. Another thing I'll say, like, I like the world building. I like they make without having, because like Baez like blows up two guys and he's like out of commission, right? But like it's sort of building up how like magic and everything is sort of fading from the world, like how the spirits are kind of fading away in the first book. But like it juxtaposes like Baez's like weakness there with like what terrors they did thousands of years ago with like that one city that they all had to climb through where the guy is just like no life will ever form here again. And it's just like I like how spooky that like little world building is and how the flatheads are actually a weapon of the maker. And like that he just kind of let out into the world.
Yeah, is that kind of gives me Saruman vibes. Doesn't he make those orcs?
Yeah, kind of like that. I mean, I get more impressions from Magic the Gathering with Darksteel and I'm forgetting the other
Fucking
name.
nerd.
I know.
Fucking
I know.
nerd right here.
Yeah. Darksteel, and there's one. Yeah, I keep forgetting the name of it.
Doesn't matter.
Like,
For the best.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
That's what I get vibes of. It's just like like with the flatheads, it's like a beast that just constantly keeps reforming itself and it just reproduces ad nauseum. And like because it's just given a very simple mission to consume, and it feels like all the powers that essentially cast everything away are retracting in on themselves, and like all of like the bad is coming back in. That's how I feel. That's what I like.
In that scene before Logan goes all bloody nine on them and Pharaoh kills those three flatheads that are just kind of clustered around eating. I kind of feel like those guys were just like taking a lunch break from the blacksmithing. They were just like, oh, we're gonna go take our lunch break. You know, everyone else is working, and then some bitch just comes and fucking murders us.
Yeah, I'm just living my life,
Just
doing my thing.
filled with arrows.
I'm not fucking with other people, right? Just out here trying to make
Wow.
minimum wage.
They're like a magic super weapon from the thousands of years ago.
Still a person.
Yeah, man.
Maybe
They were just doing their jobs.
Yeah.
It's true, but those jobs include killing Nine Fingers' family.
Not them. They're just smiths. They're just like doing little.
Yeah, those guys were just blacks, except for that one guy in the armor. I think he had maybe a different purpose.
I'm pretty sure he's the janitor.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, makes sense. No, you're right. I don't know why I didn't think about it. I like the big spooky guy in the forest. That, like-
Shivers.
no, not Shivers. There's a guy in a battle that you haven't gone through.
Oh,
That just takes a beat and then just walks the fuck away. He'll
Fucking
make a
Northman?
bigger appearance. Yeah, kinda. He'll make a bigger appearance in book 3.
okay.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Okay, we managed to
that's all.
squeeze a little bit more time out of that.
What?
That's just, our episode was like 23 minutes long when we were about to end it. We managed to squeeze out like another 10 minutes there.
Yeah, it sounded like that's what you wanted.
Also, remember, we did shoot the shit for like 5 minutes when I initially started recording.
All right.
All right, then.
Bye.
Next episode is going to be the third book. I don't remember the name
Last Argument of Kings.
of it. Last.
We just talked
something.
about this when we talked about Snow Crash because they made a reference to that.
Yeah, sure.
You're the worst.
All right. Thank you, boys and girls. Bye.
See ya.
It was the thing on the cannons that Louis the 14th put on them.
Yeah, and it was also on Reason.